Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. We at the Wrestling for Life Network bring you your preview and predictions for Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide, and maybe a little bit more. We're going to dive into all of it. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. A crazy weekend here at the show. So make sure you strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome back. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You're doing well. You're feeling good. Thursday in the books. Friday, Junior to bed. And we're going to end the night with a little bit of wrestling talk as we dive into Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide. Yes, I see in the chat we might talk a little Against All Odds as well, as this one kind of popped up on us with a lot going on in TNA. But lots to talk about. Me and these two pretty faces have you for the next little while, and we're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about it. But just so you guys know, I am Mr. Evernight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Anthony. That is Big Nick. And we are good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream trios, champions of the world, the man who puts the T in TNA, Ringsider Anthony, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and how are we feeling going into another busy weekend? We just came off kind of the whole Double or Nothing Under Siege weekend and everything. We're kind of feel like we're back at like a jackrabbit.
Yeah, and I feel like it's never ending. You have SmackDown tomorrow, and then at 10 you have Against All Odds, and then Worlds Collide, and then Money in the Bank. So it's another huge weekend. Yes, 10 o'clock, KJ.
Say that part again.
We got Against All Odds at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Why is it starting at 10 p.m.?
I feel like because they're on the West Coast. They're in Arizona. So I'm
they're fighting against the last hour of SmackDown, and they might win those odds if we're being honest.
I think the wrestling people have all gotten together. We think they're at war. No, they all got together and they're like, how much sleep can we deprive our fans of? Let's all work on this. And I think that's what's happening here, where we're seeing shows all over the world, all over the time. Trying to keep up with it all is crazy fun. But yeah, okay, so it's going to be a long one, folks.
But I think they're starting to specifically target us. We've seen the companies that show up in here. I think they're starting to specifically target us of like, how crazy can we make them?
Right.
Let's do a 7-hour show on a Wednesday.
Right. Can we tucker them out? The answer is no, folks. The wrestling might suck. We never do. We keep coming back for more. We're gluttons for punishment. But we get two big shows coming up this weekend. Lots to talk about with these shows. Against All Odds, like we said, at 10 o'clock on Friday. But we will talk more about that as well. All time related here tonight. We'll see how fast we can get through some of this. But overall, we generally start these shows with, how are we feeling about Money in the Bank?
Anthony?
For Money in the Bank, I'm really excited for both the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Money in the Bank is my second favorite pay-per-view of the year, first being the Royal Rumble. So I'm always excited for Money in the Bank. I'm really excited for the women's Money in the Bank. It could be so many different options to win. And with the talent of at least the newbies on the main roster being in it, like one of them three could really win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And all around with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, I've seen the IWC come around to Solo winning. So it's like there's a lot of options in these two Money in the Bank ladder matches.
What a bunch. What a bunch. No, I think it's great. I will admit, and I've defended less matches, quality over quantity. It just feels like 4 isn't enough. And am I being yeah, we're going to get 2 long ladder matches, but we can't hit 5, 6. Like, am I being picky? It just feels so light, like, especially doing what we do. Like, going to set up our preview and predictions for the show, it's very straightforward. It's very straightforward. I know Triple H, again, has gone quality over quantity. Overall, I'm excited about both ladder matches. I don't hate the tag title match between the two champions with Logan Paul and Cody riding coattails. I think it's fun. I'm not opposed to all of a sudden people had the idea that the champions have to defend every pay-per-view or can't be on a pay-per-view and not defend. I don't know why they think that. But ultimately, I think Money in the Bank, like Anthony said, one of my faves, should be a lot of fun.
It's kind of become this, out of the big four, it's become the fifth in the big four. It has very much been the land of opportunity. It's been the land of hopium and copium. And with the tag match, like you were just mentioning, KJ, you got both champions on the card. Yeah. Ample opportunity for a potential cash-in or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the match order will be very interesting for this one, right? Like, does the men's ladder match go first, and then later in the night you get this John Cena match where that leaves a door open? Do the women go first? And well, I mean, we have nothing else other than the IC title, so I mean, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it for sure. But you out there, I know we haven't said hello. It's we're not going to officially run through roll call, but we see Dale and MDB and Boston and Trey and Kevin and all the people.
And Swami and Bits and Bobbles. Well, I see Bradley with a $5 super chat here.
Yes, you do.
One match for against all odds for us to see Ringside and Anthony. If you had to choose, if KJ won't and this Dono will allow it. Sorry, KJ. Hello, guys.
One match on the card off the top of my head. The one I'm most looking forward to is Masha Slamovich versus Lei Ying Lee. I think that's a must watch there. And then if I had a backup, maybe the Trick Williams versus Elijah match.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one there, Bradley. I think it's going to be a good match.
I don't get to talk. I wasn't mentioned. I don't get to talk.
But and we'll talk about well, actually the weekend will kick off. For those who don't know, we are live at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Apparently we're going to be here all night on Friday. I'm still not over it. But Worlds Collide on Saturday, 2 p.m. we go live. This is a free YouTube special. For those who keep talking about the pricing out, well, this is a nice little gift for the fans, whether they like it or not. But 5 matches on this card. And I'm looking forward to it. I like AAA a lot. I like what they're bringing to the table. And I think Vikingo and Chad Gable are going to cook.
I think you're going to see some fantastic matches here. We talked about this a bit last night. This is the summer of Lucha is upon us. And for the newly acquired, the newly acquisitioned AAA and everything, this is a nice way to allow me to reintroduce myself to a lot of fan base that has no idea about AAA, what they are, has probably never heard of them outside of thinking that they're a fucking guy that'll pick you up in a tow truck if you're stuck on the side of the highway, all of that.
For me, and this might be a little bit surprising, I'm a little bit more excited for Worlds Collide than I am Money in the Bank, only because of the Lucha style of wrestling. I really am a big fan of Lucha style wrestling, and so to have this on a big stage like WWE is going to be epic. So that's the only reason why I'm a little bit more excited for this than Money in the Bank, because the Luchas put it down. I mean, the flips, the tricks, the top rope moves, whatever you may call it, they really showcase in Lucha style wrestling, and that's what I'm most excited about on Saturday.
Yeah, this one's interesting in the sense of, if you are a fan of the companies that are more high spot driven, the high flying, we've seen a lot of companies, we've talked about it the last few weeks, like lots of Latino and Mexican presence. So I think if you're a fan of that, even if you don't like the WWE, this one's going to be fun. This one's going to be one to watch. There will be some botches. There will be some no moments. Knock on wood. I hope everyone's okay, but it's just the way AAA goes. A lot of intrigue, a lot of fun, mostly a bit of an exhibition, trying to get everyone excited for Triple Mania. So I'm pumped for this.
Well, and the tie-in with NXT with the WWE product very much allows, and like we've been here for a Triple Mania before and everything. I think we were here with the one where Vampiro just wanted his fucking music and couldn't get his goddamn music and everything. But we've been there. There's the hardcore fan base that will watch AAA, will watch all the Lucha promotions. No CMLL. Christ, we saw a lot of CMLL on AEW last night. They were heading towards a show in Mexico. But the influx and cross promotion with WWE, NXT, mostly NXT talent, on this show, I think helps bring in that fan base that wouldn't be tuning in otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you're doing here. I think the fact that we're going to get like Aerostar and Psycho Clown and Dr. Wagner, like it's names that if you know. I know somebody made the comment of like it can get a little boring. I understand. I mean, we talk about it with, let's be straight, AEW with the high spots. If you watch a 4-hour show and a lot of the matches have a lot of the same spots, you're kind of like,
Yes.
But don't forget, AAA is like real story. Like there's like family rivalry that actually bleeds out into the streets. Like
it is telenovela. It is telenovela in a wrestling ring.
For sure. So the chat is up booming. Keep it coming, folks. We will click on you sporadically. Don't forget the super chats as well. What's up, Jose? How you doing? But all right, let's get to the matches, which might be a little trickier to call under the circumstances. But we get Lowo taking on the Luchas.
Oh.
What's that?
This is Legado del Fantasma.
I'm totally out. Bad fan alert.
And you're the Lucha guy. The Lucha guy. That's why when Anthony was bigging up the Luchas, I was like, WWE I'm a man guys. On an island here now.
They're WWE guys. What do you want from me?
Fair enough. I got
you. Legado del Fantasma. Now, has anyone heard anything about Wild?
What?
I have, because wasn't he potentially injured on Speed or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything since, but it was, it looked pretty serious at the time.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything since the initial, contact or whatever happened.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything since. So he may be a go for this match on Saturday.
Okay, so it will be Legado del Fantasma taking on El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. That's a mouthful. Pagano and Psycho Clown. So strap in and strap on for this one. Should be heavy spots.
Yes, I have a brief slight update because I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. So, yeah.
Oh, it's Angels and
yeah. It has turned into Angel and Berto with Escobar. So Wild is out of the match.
None of these people are in this match.
Allegedly.
None of these people are in this match.
Well, no, there's just one person removed.
Okay. So Santos sticks around, but he's not on that graphic either.
Oh, wait, yeah, no, fucking Berto.
Yeah, you were wrong.
No, I just realized that
you were wrong from the beginning. That's Dragon Lee.
Oh, God.
My guy. Yes, I am the Lucha guy. I had it. Talked me out of it.
Shut up, you.
So it's the Lowo taking on Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. Don't let the green face trick you, KJ. It's right there in front of you.
Mea culpa.
We're live.
All I can do is fall on the sword.
Told you there will be botches.
Yeah, right. We didn't even try and hit a Hurricane Run or anything like that.
All right, how we feel? Well, we'll read the super chat first, then we'll get into how we're feeling. But big love, boys. Got my own WC Money in the Bank preview processing now. Also started watching The Strain on THX. To Tony Rings. Also, cold water makes ice. Warm water makes it faster.
Science rules.
And also, Lynch Dorado replaces Wild in the Lowo match. There you go. Dorado.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, now I feel bad. I don't even know if I want to give a prediction.
I'm only giving you shit because you came at me like.
Oh no! I was so confident. This is my Mickey James moment 2.0. I was so fucking confident and so wrong.
But didn't want to say and put out misinformation. That's for Trey. So we'll come back to that anyway. Back to the match. Now that we know who's in the match. But yes, Wild will be replaced by Dorado, Lynch Dorado. It's always a weird name to say. Who we feeling?
Lince Dorado.
Lince Dorado.
Well, we just saw his former Lucha House Party partner there, Grand Metalik last night, actually, I believe.
True. I thought it was the Gecko. Anthony, you got feels on this one?
Because I don't really know the AAA guys, I don't really have feels for any of the matches. I'm just more excited for the style of, the wrestling that's going on. But I think I'm going to give it to the AAA guys. I'm not going to pronounce their name other than Psycho Clown because I can say that.
And he's not here either.
Look what you did.
Today I was training at work and called this girl a wrong name for almost half the day. So I don't want to try any other name today. But I'm going to go with the AAA guys. I'm really excited to see all the matches go down, especially the 2 6-man tag team matches. So yeah, I'm gonna take the AAA guys with this one.
It's exciting because we're kind of getting our first kind of like snake cobra gimmicky-ish since Santino with Mr. Iguana. So yeah, I'll go the AAA guys on this one as well.
Dragon Lee, because remember, WWE owns AAA, and also Dragon Lee he's out there. He's been pushed aside ever since Fenix showed up, at the very least. Before Penta pushed him aside, and Fenix pushed him off the cliff. Hold me now.
Yeah,
I'm 6 feet from dead.
That's too funny. That's too funny. All right, okay, that's pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of in-depth.
Here's the match I was calling before.
Here's the match that Nick was ready for, as the Legado del Fantasma will take on Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. And I'm going with the Clown. I don't care who else is playing. I'm going with the Clown.
You're a juggalo. I'm gonna be down. Down with the Clown.
Yeah, this match seems the AAA team seems really scary and wild. And I'm kind of excited for it. Especially, I think that's the Clown in front with the red and black and white. He's giving me
that's Pagano.
That's Pagano. Well, he's giving me what is it? That movie we talked about it last week, Nick, but I can't think about it. No, the other one, the Terrifier. He's giving me Terrifier vibes, so I'm taking AAA just because of the Terrifier vibes right there.
Okay. Again, this match should be high paced, fast. How are you feeling about it, Nikki? You already said, right?
I'm going AAA with this one. This is the heel team, and I think AAA gets the win here because these are all kind of almost top guys, if not upper top guys, when it comes to AAA. Like, again, Psycho Clown, you and I both were excited. The fact that WWE is even going to feature Psycho Clown on their television. And by the way, he's the one in the middle with the fucking
with the tongue.
Spawn kind of villain mask and everything.
He's known for his tongue. Put it that way.
Yeah, but he's also known for just being a goddamn lunatic in the ring and everything. So that's the thing is, these guys, you have Wagner Jr., who's like Lucha. You have Pagano, who's hardcore Lucha, and you have Psycho Clown, who's hardcore Lucha. Like, this is going to be really interesting. This is going to get more into AAA, Triple Mania style, I feel.
Yeah, and where did Dr. Wagner get his degree from? TJU, obviously.
I thought it was the same place Dr. Pepper did.
Legado for the win, AAA win. Santo leaves after the match. And that's another interesting part of this is there has been issues with Santos and fam.
Yeah, it's been issues for about a month-ish now with Santos and the family. So interesting to see what happens after this if they do lose this match.
And, well, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I might be getting my Mexican territories crossed here, as we've already seen happens frequently. But doesn't Escobar have very clearly a history with AAA, or it might have been when he was in CMLL, when he was under the mask and everything like that. So that's the thing is you got a lot of people coming back to their roots almost a bit.
Yeah, and I don't know what his status is because of the knee injury. But Rey Mysterio was on the poster for this. Another guy that can work back towards home and have an impact on a place where he grew up. I think it's great. I think it opens a lot of opportunities, and I want to see how this builds for Triple Mania for sure. But 2 trios matches that should be insane. MDB, to answer your question, because we're going to run a marathon, because we're going to stay all day. We'll just add up the score. So if you want to be the new prediction champion on Saturday, you got to be here for all 9 matches.
Running clock, folks. Running clock.
That's it.
Right.
Let's go. 6-man tag team match will either bring Legado and Fantasma in unison or break them up further. Dun dun dun. All right. So this one we're looking forward to. I kind of feel like Stephanie's been chased around and beat up by her mom for the last couple weeks. I'm not sure what's happening here. No offense, moms, but yeah, Stephanie Vacour, Lola Vice taking on Cheek Tormenta and Dallas.
Yeah,
So go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of interesting because this was kind of set up at Battleground after she retained, and
Yes.
you know, she just started. Stephanie started staring at two random women. I'm like, wait, who are they? And this is kind of what is come out of it. I'm actually excited. I just looked up those two women right there and their age, and they're up there, so I'm kind of interested to see what they can do in the ring. If they're really I don't know much about AAA, so if they're popular in AAA, they must still put down some great matches, so I'm kind of excited to see this one.
Stephanie and Lola win this under 5 minutes, 5 minutes, what have you. Stephanie's got a Money in the Bank match to be involved in later on in the same goddamn day, which is surprising. But yeah, this is I can't think of all the Lucha comparables, but I got Vacour in 5.
Yeah, like I mean, it might not be 5. I don't want to discount the AAA talent here. 2 veterans.
Oh, these two look like they shop for discounts.
Oh yeah, but they're gonna put them through the ringer. I mean, these are 2 vets that I mean, if you look at Mother Teresa, I mean Chick Tormenta, she ain't messing around. She jacked. She ready to go. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a relatively quick match. Should be a fun match. I hope Lola has a good showing because this is a big stage for Lola.
Lola's doing the heavy lifting again. Stephanie Vacour has a Money in the Bank briefcase match later on this evening. Just saying. So Lola is going to do a lot of the work in this match. You're going to get Stephanie with a hot tag, to quote Booker T. And then 1, 2, 3, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, we'll get the devil's kiss, as they're now calling it. And then I mean that's. Yeah, let's go. There's no fat on any of this. Like the move is solid, the name is solid, the person delivering it is solid.
We all know what you're doing. Well, I've saw people that were saying with Harley and Anna Jay, just call it the pink eye. Yeah.
All right. So all of us are taking NXT here.
Yes, absolutely.
I know it was a short one, but 93% of the chat is doing the same. Fatal 4-way North American title. Ethan Page, Ray Phoenix, Javon Evans, and who's the last guy? Laredo
Kid. This is where I need to correct myself because on Tuesday I thought Octagon Jr. was the one missing in this match, and Octagon Jr. was in the match earlier that I already fucked up. But yes, Javon Evans wins this. This is for the title, right? Javon Evans wins this. The kid earns a title. He deserves it. He deserves a big spot. And I think he fits perfectly in with this kind of style with the luchas and all that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so we got Laredo Kid in here, which he's playing what, double or triple duty. He's working for WWE, he's working for TNA. Looks like he's representing AAA at this point. So I'm excited to see Laredo Kid in a WWE ring with this one. I'm taking Ethan Page to retain. I think Ethan Page retains here.
Yeah, I kind of going with you. I think that Javon, great kid, will get moments. I just feel like Page had the belt, then he didn't have the belt, then he had the belt. To take it off him again, it's like, I don't mind playing a little hot potato, but I don't want to keep throwing it back to the same person. Yeah,
well, shit, MDB, you asshole. You said this in all the wrong ways, but Nick just wants to see Javon Evans versus Jack Cartwheel. You mean Sean Legacy for the North American title. So because that match is still waiting in the wings, you might be right. Phoenix outside, he's almost my number 2 to win this. I know he's on the main roster, but he could do with a little dabble, do you, over there in NXT.
Yeah,
true.
And especially on AAA kind of base show of he's got roots in there. Again, I still get crossed of whether the Lucha Bros are liked in AAA or if they're liked in CMLL or
they're liked in AAA, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was, and there was that conflict before where they didn't want their athletes on the same show. So people were being unbooked because other people were being booked, and there was a bit of an issue there. So, but regardless, I think Ethan just got it back. So I'm really leaning Ethan. I think if you want to kind of shock the world and do something kind of fun, Phoenix would be a cool move. He's been the quieter of the two. Like Penta kind of stole the thunder, came out first. Then Phoenix kind of came out with similar entrance. Hasn't really had, not a bad onboarding, but a quieter one than Penta. This would be just fun. You build it to Triple Mania. He fights, Psycho Clown at Triple Mania, and there you go.
Right. That was Psycho Clown driving by right there.
Right.
What would really be cool, though, since Laredo Kid is technically signed to TNA and AAA, Laredo Kid winning the title.
Yeah.
And showing up on TNA with the North American Championship. That would be something.
I like that too, man.
Laredo Kid versus Sean Legacy about to put asses in seats, folks.
Right. Well, I mean, I like the idea of just throwing some of these belts in the blender and let them see where they fall. Like Laredo Kid take this one to TNA. We got Trick fighting over the TNA title now. Let's just mix it up. Let's make it exciting.
Does Ricky Saints get involved or anything? Does he still want to try and get back at his title, or is he just done NXT and he's moved on up to the east side?
They seem to still have beef based on the show. They're still beefing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could Ricky cause Ethan? Yes, but that's partly why I think I'm going to lock in on Ethan on this one.
I'm still going Javon. I really think Javon's going to show up and show. I think Javon might steal the show with this because his style isn't lucha, but will blend well enough and plays well enough to that. It'll stand out and feel unique. And he finally gets his moment. He's North American champion. I get the Sean Legacy thing, so I've myself with that. But him versus Legacy still would be a good match. Ricky Saints versus Javon, I think, is a good match. There's a lot more room to grow and go, I feel, with Javon. I think Paige, again, might be similar to Jordan, similar to Stephanie, similar to Saints, of not long for NXT.
Fair. That's an X factor to that for sure.
A little fun fact to this kind of setup to this match. TNA did not know Laredo Kid was going to show up on NXT a couple of weeks ago. That's because they forgot he was signed with AAA. So when he showed up, and Tommy Dreamer talked about this, he was like, is he there representing TNA? How did we not know about it until he realized that he was there representing AAA? So that's a fun fact of how this kind of came up.
Man's been raking in double flight miles for the longest time.
You're like, hey, can we book you in this match? Like, oh man, you're gonna out me. I'm collecting paychecks from everyone, bro. No, that's excellent. I literally any one of these four guys can win it. I'm leaning Ethan Page just because he just got the belt back, and I think there's a bigger story to be told. Still gonna be another fun match.
But is the story to be told with Saints or without Saints? Is it all sinners, no saints, or is it all saints, no sinners?
Yeah, we're going Saints Row.
Fair enough.
Ethan Page going 50%. Phoenix, Javon tied for 23%. And poor Laredo down at 5%. So an underdog for sure.
Yeah.
He'd be a surprise as shit, though. That would be one to where a WWE title crosses the line back over towards, well, Christ, both promotions at that point. That's a give back on twofold.
Well, Laredo Kid won the X Division title, right? And
I believe so.
It was the X Division. And when he did that, like, he was the last guy I would have picked. And it was like, I got it. So good for him. What I believe will be the main event and the most exciting match that we've listed so far tonight. Chad Gable, not Grande, Chad Gable will be taking on Vikingo.
I like how WWE tried to ease everybody's mind, spoiling the AAA world title match last weekend. You know, Vikingo is walking into this match as world champion, not the guy that we will not name. And they kind of spoiled that beforehand. They were trying to ease people's minds. I know they were.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this. I think this is going to be cool. First time I've seen Vikingo wrestle was in TNA. And then the next time I seen him wrestle was at, I think, Bound for Glory this past year. And he really can go in the ring. So I'm excited for this. And we know Chad Gable is going to step up and do his thing like he always does. This is definitely potentially match of the night.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Or of the late afternoon, as you want to say.
Could be match of the weekend.
Could be.
Well, I think, do you give this, 10 tissues out of 10? If you're Tony or Dave Meltzer, depends on if it's in the Tokyo Dome. I think it's in the Inuit Dome or whatever out there in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this match will play in later in the same evening. Just saying, early spoiler alert. Vikingo wins this. And again, I think this is allow me to reintroduce myself. Of Vikingo's been out there in TNA, he's been out there in AEW, and now he's going to be prominently featured. Hopefully he doesn't fuck up spinning through a table. That will be out there on a main stage. WWE Twitter, we're going to admit that that's the thing. WWE Twitter is going to lose their mind actually seeing Vikingo wrestle because they didn't watch him in AEW. They didn't watch him in TNA.
Yeah, and if you maybe stumbled on him, it was probably a botched video that people love showing up. You might not know.
You don't think of him fondly.
The athleticism of Chad, he'll be right there. The speed of this match is going to be great. When you bring up Uncle Tuna Meltzer, I really do hope that he holds the same energy for this match as he does for any time, Will Ospreay puts on a set of boots or a pre-show AEW trios match. If these two guys bang it out, Dave's got to fucking spit out some stars here.
Could Chad Gable have a 5-star match before Kurt Angle?
Yes.
That's disgusting to say, but I almost agree with you. But, and again, this works because it's a contrast of styles. You have Gable, who's the grounded tactician and everything, who will throw this man from pillar to post and everything. We can still hit the electric spots and everything. Versus Vikingo, that is La Primera of King Lucha wrestling right now. Of when you think of Lucha, he is the face of it. He is the pinnacle of. He's the Will Ospreay of Lucha wrestling.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, he's really had an impact. A young man that's had a lot of accolades for kind of bursting onto the scenes. High risk, high reward, but generally fun, crazy matches. I felt like there was a stretch where, especially because we cover so many different shows, we were just seeing him like 4 times a week, and I was like, okay, I get it, you can flip. But I haven't seen him in a while. He dealt with some injury. And again, I think this is one of those, holy shit, this guy's, wrestling under the WWE banner. Didn't see that coming.
Neither did Tony, neither did Dave. There's a whole list of people.
Little Ospreay.
Poor little Tink.
Well, the chat is 80% Vikingo, 21 or 20% as it fluctuates for Chad. So a lot of people thinking, like you guys, that Chad Gable is not going to be successful in that bout.
Well, you said, like, you guys, do you disagree? Do you think that Chad Gable, I caught on the fucking subtext there. Do you think that Chad Gable is your new triple mega champion? El Grande Americano running wild.
Listen, if Chad Gable wins the AAA title, it will be fun to just watch the meltdown, the crash outs.
No, this is when it should have been El Grande. It should have been El Grande.
No, but I mean, it's almost more.
You would have had all the meltdowns.
Yeah, but it's almost. I don't know, because it is like the American pure wrestler kind of taking on like the Lucha guy, and like it's so much like the WWE,
the Gulf of America,
right?
Gulf of America. That's a little, you're kind of cooling in the faces a little bit. So if you're gonna go, you would have had El Grande. El Grande's debut alone caused enough outrage. You have him become AAA, the top promotion that WWE just bought. That we said that they were gonna gentrify all of AAA and everything like that. You have El Grande Americano, their mega champion, their world champion. Oh,
I think Chad Gable smashes that home, right? Like, I think either way, it's like, oh, see, we knew they were going to Americanize this company.
Exactly.
Do we see a Dirty Dom appearance, Kat? No, I mean, there's not really. We're going to talk about Money in the Bank coming up, but I do not think we get a Dirty Dom appearance at World's End.
Or Worlds Collide, not World's End. We're not fucking Simon Pegg. This is Worlds Collide. But no, I think Dom showing up isn't a bad show. Dom versus Vikingo in Mexico for the Mega Championship. Not too bad. Not too bad. I sound like a saying somebody, but it's not too bad. I like it. Great match. Big match.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do we, before we move on to Money in the Bank, do we hint to a big announcement at World's Collide of any type of sorts? Maybe how they show AAA in America? How do we get access to it or something like that?
That'd be cool. I hadn't thought of that. I mean, we did get a big announcement last night. Thank you for that, TK. But that'd be cool if they got some tricks up their sleeves. All for some, more news. Or maybe it's just more announcements, more people confirmed to be involved in Triple Mania. We'll see.
Hashtag triggered with you mentioning last night. But if they do anything, it might be more of a push, a plug towards Triple Mania. Triple Mania might stream on the Peacock or anything like that. That might be the first thing of a way to, again, make it more accessible or anything. I don't know if they'd have a TV deal or what have you, but I think they might kind of show some of the bigger shows from AAA on a Peacock or anything.
It'd be cool if they could, slip them into, onto Netflix. I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay if they get them
on. That's a big ask. That's a big ask.
Just like adding, like, hey, we have a new show. Would you like to carry it too? Like, it's not.
It might be there, but we need a VPN to probably get access it. It might show on Netflix Mexico.
I'm good. International audience, we good. Yeah, we good. You can have that.
We're closed off all borders over here.
Right. All right. Money in the Bank again. Not a whole lot of matches. Some intrigue. And I do, like I said at the top of the show, I just feel like there's just not enough to get excited about. Like, I like what we have. But I'm like, just feels a little light. And maybe because I'm not that interested in a couple things here, but we'll talk about it. The IC title will be on the line. Lyra taking on Becky. How are we feeling about this one? Becky Hogan at it again.
I'm excited for this one. Not the bad blood, but the backlash match was fun between these two women. And I also believe the best of Lyra Valkyria has came out since this feud with Becky Lynch. It's really been, especially when it comes to her mic skills, it's not like she wasn't bad before, but really she's coming to her own with this Becky Lynch feud. I don't mind at this point if Becky Lynch wins. I know when she came back, I was like, please don't let her win at Backlash, but they've been feuding for about a month and a half or so now. So this would be cool if Becky Lynch takes the win. I'm still picking my girl Lyra because she's still fresh and she's still, she can still go, right? I'm gonna pick Lyra, but if Becky wins, I won't be on Twitter having a meltdown that she's Becky.
Well, I will also mention the stipulations, which I agree fully though with Anthony. Of this has become the best Lyra in this whole feud and everything. Like yes, I know I make fun of the caw and everything like that. I make fun of Bird Lady. I want to pluck the wings and everything. Yeah, yes. But I do still think that this has been the best version of her. Yeah, I think this is, and I do think with limited matches, Few matches, you might get bigger moments, bigger spectacles, bigger surprises, and everything. Just saying.
Okay.
There is also the added stipulation to this that if Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. If Valkyria loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. I think we get a hugger showing up here tonight with this. I think we get Bayley shows up. And you know what, Becky? You took me out. And now we're building into SummerSlam, and we're going to get Becky, who's been out there taking shots, and we get Bayley going at that. We get the two wild horses out of the four horsewomen going out into SummerSlam.
I like that. And Becky and Bayley feud doesn't have to be for a title. It doesn't have to be for the
It's gotten personal. It's gotten almost beyond personal.
Exactly, because we don't know what Bayley actually have up her sleeve of what maybe Becky Lynch has done to her in the past, right? So all that's building to, like you say, Nick, a personal storyline. So now more so that Lyra wins if Bayley comes back.
Yeah, I got Bayley returning as well. Perfect setup. I'm kind of waiting for it, and it makes sense of. You keep Bayley and Becky busy, and nobody's mad about them, messing with your champions.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've turned coat here because for the longest time I was championing Becky of, no, she's supposed to be a heel. You run this to the fucking ground and everything like that. She's doing what she's supposed to do.
Yep.
Of the fact that people are outraged and the fact that people don't like it, she's still cutting great promos and everything. Right, she got LJ Cleary over, and he don't even work there.
Well, and this match is going to be good. Is there a world where Becky wins, but Lyra has to raise her hand? Lyra raises her hand to show the respect, bow to the kind of the queen, so to speak. Sorry, not you, Charlotte. And then Becky kind of kicks her, and then Bayley shows up. Now your first IC title match for SummerSlam becomes Becky Bayley.
That's a little bit like you went to like an Endgame screening and they showed where Thanos snaps accidentally at the start of this, and then by the way, watch the rest of the movie a little bit. Like it's just one of those it feels too. I don't think they can both coexist. I think one of them has to be separate from each other, and I think you would harm Lyra if she loses all of that. And like Anthony even said, Becky versus Bayley doesn't need a title. It's personal now at this point. It is Song's title. We can drop the Becky Hogan's and everything because now this is personal.
Yeah, and honestly, when it comes to Lyra, we can. I'm not gonna be like we need to push new talent, but in this case, you can either have, and I don't know where they're going with Stephanie, but you can either have a Stephanie and Lyra feud, or you could have a Lyra and Roxanne feud, or whatever the case may be. We have these new talents out there now. You can kind of push that to a big headliner-ish match for SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's the better fit. And MDB, you made me chuckle, but Bird Lady, my girl. The girl can wrestle. I've been defending this lady for a long time. I'm just wondering if there is a world where Becky steals this, but no, I kind of like the idea that Bird Lady continues to be champion. The impatient fans out there are just going to have to deal with it. We hope that her personality carries past Becky, and it'll be a really good moment. You know what? When Becky does circle around for a title, whether it's IC or the main titles, when people start bitching about Becky Hogan, she can point to this moment that, hey, I put the kid over twice.
Right.
Yeah. And it is very much, especially one Irish lass to another Irish lass. And that's the biggest thing, though, I know that you said that how much Lyra can wrestle and everything, but she's very much lacked seasoning. She's lacked a kind of personality behind it. And she's found it with this. So now you can let her take the ball and run with it. Her versus a Kyrie Sane. Her versus a whoever else. In that division. Whoever doesn't win the women's Money in the Bank could potentially be challenging Lyra with this. So it opens the door for that, and you can keep that personal. Now you've got the vets going at it. The children have stopped playing. Now the adults are talking.
Right. Now everyone's on the Lyra bandwagon. I get it, Paul. I get it.
Shut up.
And all those matches, the potential matches, sound a little more exciting than Becky, Kairi Sane, Becky, Bailey,
Yes.
Becky. Like, in all due respect, Lyra, yeah. So
they sound predetermined.
Fair enough. 71% of the chat taking Lyra, 29 going Becky. So that's a bit of a surprise. That strong of a feels. So yeah, everybody is on this bandwagon. Join us. It's warm and cozy.
Well, you believe Lyra, if Lyra was to challenge anyone outside of this, that she could lose. If Becky's challenging anyone outside of this, she's the odds-on favorite.
Right.
There. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Nick. That works. But so officially we're all going bird. Bird.
The bird is the word.
So you're going bird too. Okay.
I'm going bird. Well, I'm going Bailey. You sold me on the bird. The bird is the word around the channel out here, folks.
There you go. Wrestling God, Yeet God is catching up. But next match on the docket, the women's ladder match for the Money in the Bank. Alexa, Roxanne, Steph gets in Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. So some new names, some old names, should be good.
Yeah, you basically got 3 seasoned main roster vets, and then you have the 3 newbies to the main roster in this match. This women's Money in the Bank match might be the most stacked it has been in a minute, and I feel like each one is kind of stacked. Obviously, everybody knows I'm saying Naomi because I think Naomi needs this. Let me rephrase that. I don't think Naomi needs this because even when she lost to Jade at WrestleMania, Naomi has kept this going, not just on TV, but on social media.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's seen the birthday cake that she stuck razors in, singing happy birthday to Jade.
She ruined a fucking ice cream cake. She ruined exactly. An ice cream cake.
Not having it.
Sir, I know, your birthday is coming up, but I also know you and I have an affinity towards ice cream cakes and everything. She ruined a perfectly good fucking ice cream
Perfectly good cake. I would have ate around it.
Right. And then she talked about, I don't know if anybody got the help a reference from Naomi, but she was talking about Ms. Minnie's special pie that she wanted to give Jade. She's really been keeping this alive. So does she really need the money?
She was gangbanging on the feud with Jade during the R-Truth release.
Right.
Whatever she's doing is her business.
I am going to stick with my pick of Naomi because the face-off that she had with Bianca Belair gave me Bianca Belair, Naomi, WWE Women's Championship all over it at some big pay-per-view. So I'm sticking with my choice of Naomi, but any of the women in this match could really win.
Yeah, this one's wide open, isn't it? Like Naomi, I think I like Naomi winning the best. I think it's the one that causes the most conversation. I think she has outside of like a pocket of people who are like Rhea Hogan, Rhea's loved. We hear the pops that Rhea gets. Naomi's more of that kind of in the middle debate of like, has she really earned it? And those who really believe in her defending that stance. I like Naomi a lot. Alexa Bliss is a weird X factor in this one because Alexa can win anything at any time. If they announce there's a match tomorrow night on SmackDown, Alexa for the belt, you're like, ooh, I don't know. right. And then again, I think Steph's been on fire. If Steph won this, I wouldn't be shocked. Roxy and Julia, it's possible. It's all possible. I'm leaning Naomi, but just on sheer, I think that's the most fun.
Well, this is such a case positive, proof positive of an influx of a youth movement, of new talent, of fresh blood into all of this, of literally half the contestants here are unique to the match, are unique to the main roster even. I fully agree with Naomi. I'm going to just let that be said. Okay. Just for the sake of I want Twitter to burn, of just Elon's already striking matches out here, so let's just let that fucker burn. Rhea Ripley wins and pisses off everybody in the IWC.
Yeah, that was
the IWC would explode. If Rhea wins, I would see Rhea
watch the world burn.
If Rhea wins, I could see Rhea being the first one to lose it. like she doesn't successfully cash in.
No,
I love it. I love it.
You know, that could be a play.
But
yeah, seeing the IWC explode I'm here for it every day.
Is optimum. Yeah. I mean, I think on the page in front of us, Rhea might be the least exciting as far as the options.
Yeah.
Rhea Tiff, maybe. Rhea going back the other way against Io. Nah, been there, done that. Leave Io alone. We don't play with Io's belt. But yeah, the rest of them all kind of have a compelling kind of angle to it.
Well, fact checkers can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Rhea and Alexa are probably 1A and 1B, or like 1 and 2 of like the least either likely or least, they're very much straight lined if they win it. Stephanie wins it, could go anywhere. Roxanne wins it. Oh, that's really interesting. How funny would that be? She's just mirroring Liv after Liv just did everything to Rhea.
Dude, that's filthy.
Well, fucking chicken nuggets, my guy. Naomi wins this, and I think she finally justifies everything. I really wish she should have gotten the win over Jade. All that, she feels the most entitled, the most earned to this. Julia wins it. Again, gets very interesting. She's, to me, on par with like a Stephanie of, you're there, you're new, you're exciting. I don't expect you to win it, but if you did, it'd be really interesting.
Really cool.
What Alexa Bliss has going for her, though, is she's the only one in this match that has won Money in the Bank previously. So she's won the 2018 version of Money in the Bank.
But I think that's almost a detriment, though, because what do you do right now with her? Are you tying her in with the Wyatts and everything like that? If she's still so ambiguous that she has nothing as a true direction, everybody else, at least even Rhea, has at least some bit of a direction.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that having her have the most experience with winning could potentially get her the win here. I was kind of combating your argument where you said Alexa Bliss might not be the least option. She just has that experience of winning previously. But I don't think I would love Alexa Bliss to win, but I really think they're setting up something cool with Alexa and Charlotte. And I kind of hope they continue that.
Yeah, Dale's saying that Alexa might get help from Charlotte. I can't see that being the case. We do know that, Jade could be involved in this match somehow because she still hates Naomi. Do we see Bianca get involved in this match because she hates Naomi? Maybe. I'm still not convinced. There's options as far as how we get out of this situation. But yeah, I think I'm going to lean on Naomi. I want Naomi to win this one.
Again, to me, she makes the most sense with all of this. And again, she can bounce around anyway. I just want to watch shit burn. Call me an arsonist or whatever. I want to watch shit burn. I'll let Rhea win and just watch everybody crash the fuck out. People have already been crashing out. It'll make it easier to get by on the highway and everything if everybody's crashing out. So, yeah.
And I will say this. Anthony brought up like the first ever not successful cash in. Don't give it to Naomi if that's your plan.
Right.
Do not. Dear WWE, we're throwing it out there now. It's a bad choice if Naomi wins and she's unsuccessful. Don't do it. No matter what.
Somebody crashing out. Yeah, it would be me.
Is she the one that could do if she doesn't successfully cash in, it would be the worst result. Julia, you still got plenty of room to grow. Stephanie, plenty of room to grow. Same thing, Roxanne. Alexa, Wyatt 6, Rhea, you almost were hoping for it. If she's been there before, it's almost expected.
Yeah, and I could see a place where Alexa wins the Money in the Bank, shows up one night to cash in, the lights go out, and the Wyatt 6 are the reason she's not successful. Any of the young ones, not bad, right? It could happen.
I think she's the reason. They would be the reason she is successful.
No, to go the other way, because the Bo's mad at her because of what she did to
you took Bray from
at WrestleMania. Yeah.
So that there's the little nuances like that, or like she goes to cash in and Nikki Cross jumps on her face because that's what Nikki does. Any one of the other ones could lose it some way, somehow. I think it'd be really shitty if Naomi pulls the case down and then a couple nights later or a month later or whatever, she goes to cash it in and Jade kicks her in the face and it's unsuccessful because of, like, you're like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. So officially, I can't believe we're all in the same person here, folks.
Oh, I'm not. I'm spiritually am. I'm technically not. I am with you in spirit, my brothers. I am going Rhea Ripley because just goddamn it. I saw this man that put a tweet out the size of a tangerine. Some men just want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne. I just want to see the crash out. I want to see chaos because fuck it at this point. And this is going to be interesting this is going to be the briefest thing I say on it, of the current state of public opinion on WWE and TKO. Do they really need to nail Money in the Bank?
No.
You think they can get away with a foul ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can have, they can go on a losing streak. They'll be fine. Like, again,
that's why I asked the question.
Yeah. No, the internet audience wants to make you think like this company's teetering on the balance. No, we're good. Like they're dialed in, folks. They're not going nowhere.
I'm just saying, in the court of public opinion, it might help if you hit a home run or at least a double, maybe even a pop fly versus a foul ball.
Smash something, make it count.
Just go yard with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at a time where you're for the first time, I think in the Triple H era, this is the most legitimate, long-standing criticism. Like, there's always been people that are like, we hate him, but this right now, this run here, since Mania, just about, he's been taken. He's been getting clipped with shrapnel left, right, and center.
True. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. All right. Enough about the fun stuff. We have a men's Money in the Bank, of course. LA Penta, Andrade, which I was pumped about, even though he's not going to win. Solo, Seth, and the guy that cannot win. I can't get over this, but Grande Americano.
I visibly got angry just on the thought of you mentioning this man being in the fucking match.
You really did.
Yeah, no, because I try. I know I did before. I was very emotional and everything. I'm trying to calm it down. Karrion Kross wins with a little help from the righteous. I think we have a nice little big surprise and a nice little big huge moment. And for what we were just talking about with the IWC, the internet, the Twitter community, I think a lot of people shut the fuck up if Karrion Kross is your Money in the Bank briefcase holder, or when we're talking about, I'll shut the fuck up. That's a rarity. With his Money in the Bank briefcase holder, when we're just talking about contract renewals and they haven't approached him, and the righteous are out there and they're recently released, and we've kind of teased that a little bit and everything. It'd just be really nice. It'd be a really nice thing. It'd be a whole lot cooler if you did.
Right. Nick's having no fun. R-Truth, Karrion Kross. It's not going well for Nick right now.
No, I hate it here. I mean, held against my will.
What do you think, Anthony?
I think when it comes to the 6 gentlemen in this match, I don't see Seth winning because I feel like someone's going to cost him the match, right? Penta, I feel like in the next couple of months, we're going to get Penta and Ray as a tag team. We're going to get that back together. Andrade, I don't have a clear-cut reason of why he can't win, but I just don't see him winning. I'm with KJ, like, he's not going to win. The IWC, for once, has convinced me that Solo might walk out in the Bank winner.
Okay, so just kind of like what we did.
We all just crashed out. You literally saw me and KJ both physically and mentally just go, hey!
Right.
If you talk about a shocker, having Solo win to me is a big shocker.
What are you talking about a shocker? Yada mean.
Weren't you right? Weren't you? You were just asking the world to burn. So, I mean, it's not that shocking, but it is
this is shocking. This is shocking.
Similar to what we just did with the women, like Is Solo the guy that would be the worst case scenario for the IWC?
I think so.
Like Rhea Ripley?
No, El Grande actually being staying in the match and winning is the worst case scenario. By the way, for everyone that's correcting me of Cross is in the match, no shit. I'm taking that.
He's got high hopes.
Grande is not going to be able to finish to compete in this match because Chad Gable is going to have a match earlier and all of that, and just so happened to be, and he's just a placeholder, point for everybody to get mad before they give you what you want. That's where I'm going with this. The worst case scenario is Grande wins this. If Grande's actually your Money in the Bank briefcase holder, I'm not watching it. I'll be here every fucking Wednesday, every Saturday, every Thursday. You can fuck off with WWE.
But no, I think you're right. I didn't think about Americano being the worst decision, because you see the uproar that happened on Monday when he won. I mean, it was big. It was big. So yeah, I have to take that back.
Even
about
if he
Solo.
wins it, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I have to take that back about Solo. I think he would be the most hated to win.
Right. Do you see the Outrunners catching flack for wearing the Lucha mask? And the fans love the Outrunners. They just want to take a shot at all the fans that cried the other way. Like, so the Outrunners are just catching strays for no reason, the poor bastards.
If El Grande Americano wins Money in the Bank briefcase, I will buy a Lucha mask and do a whole stream in a Lucha mask. Eat glasses and all, even just so I can still see everybody. But I want Solo to win more than ever before with this. And won't it be really interesting of the bloodline storyline? Does he avenge a Roman?
He cashes in on the U.S. title.
John Cena.
What? No. Oh, that'd be crazy. Really?
Ooh, that would be insane.
That'd be nuts if you're trying to put Solo back over.
I mean, if we're going to ruin wrestling, let's fucking ruin
it. I would say would you say what you see on the IW, like out from the IWC, the LA Knight seems like the fan favorite?
Out of the other 5 gentlemen in this match, LA Knight is like the clear cut winner, I feel like, and the most fan favorite out of everyone. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Right. So Nick, your high hopes is that Grande will not be able to compete and carrying cross slides in backdoor. If that was the plan, if that was what their plan is, and they do this, I will say making him the guy that's the patsy is genius. Because nobody's, when you pull him, you're not going to get all the people that got mad about like Bailey being pulled from Mania. Like,
there might be some people questioning, well, I mean, it's Omos in the match, clearly. So why are we pulling Omos from the match and all that? But I think this is, I'm hoping, and this is me again, I'm going to crash out. I'm taking all of my advice and not listening to it. I'm going to crash out if they don't do what I want them to do, because outside of going on who's in this match, Seth's the obvious choice. Seth is the obvious choice. Seth is the clear cut.
Solidify that faction?
What?
Does it solidify the new faction with him carrying the case?
And I think it also still helps solidify the stories going on with Jay. If Jay is literally fighting a war on all fronts, he's in still the match that we haven't talked about with the tag match. He just came off of defending the title against Logan Paul. Seth's breathing down his neck. Come to Monday Night Raw, he's taking on Gunther for the world title. He is the man fighting a battle on all fronts. So Seth Rollins now, I can pick and choose. I gave you the opportunity to choose when it happened, and you didn't, and I didn't win then. So now I get to choose. I gave you the choice, and so now I get to pick.
Yeah, and him stomping out Jay and taking the title would definitely get him all kinds of heat.
Could it happen in the same night?
Depends on those match card. It all depends how they set this up.
Well, I think the tag match main events, I think it has to, just on dates left, on star power, on names involved. It has to.
So do you open with the men's and then you go second last with the women's?
Could be. And I think too, if you have, I always like with the Money in the Bank, if you have something, if you have a gallows hanging, If you have something waiting in the wings that could drop at any moment, whether it does or not, but at least it keeps people on their toes and it keeps people guessing that shit could fall at any minute.
Could you have Solo win and cash in on his brother?
That'd be crazy. That'd be insane. Again, I like the curveball. Sorry, bro, I got you.
Well, that's just super interesting.
I mean, yeah.
And then when do we get a Roman Romulus potentially pay Cuddy Reigns showing up or anything?
Well, you already know that. Like, again, you assume Reigns is going to show up to go after Seth. So Seth's got a big bullseye on his back. Punk might cost him this. I expected Punk to be in this, not Grande. So look, I'll put it this way. I'm going LA Knight. I think they need the babyface moment. I think it'd be good for them. LA Knight.
I'm gonna stick with my choice of Solo. I'm gonna be so weird this one. I'm gonna stick with Solo.
And it's interesting because I've seen that kind of come out as the internal potential favorites of like, he might be a guy. And again, does he finally kind of get a bit of his flowers? He's kind of held some shit down.
And I think you could, he's a guy that could fail to cash in and he'll survive. He could also use it to turn heel.
Does Jacob cost him his cash in? And that's how you spin in that story.
Right. That could be the case.
I like it. So, Nick?
I'm officially going Karrion Kross.
Are you okay? He's got.
I swear to Jesus, I am going Karrion Kross is Wednesday. It needs to happen. They need to get behind this motherfucker. And I even just had somebody remind me of even the promo that he cut after WrestleMania. Like, there is such a groundswell. It is Kofi Mania. It is Yes Movement esque-ish that they're getting behind him. So why the fuck are you so tone deaf and ignoring it?
Well, I saw an internet.
Even then, you've got a year that you can play with this.
Yeah, I'm with you there a little bit with Karrion Kross. I was there when he returned back to WWE and had that face off with Roman, and little old me was the only one in the arena freaking out that it was Karrion Kross. But I'm with you there. But what scares me is the news that this news right there, the Cross contract expiring. What has came out to light over the past couple of days that he's in his contract year and hasn't been approached. That's what some of the reporters are saying. So that's what scares me with them not pushing him.
Yes, I agree with that. I feel like we've almost gotten pushed to the edge with this of and right. That now it almost seems like he's so far at the edge. So now you pull all of that back and you've worked everybody. I saw somebody mention that would be the only time I would pop more if Ron Cena comes back and wins.
That's what I was going to say.
I will fucking cry on stream.
I saw that in the chat. If that's like, Ron Cena shows up, costs John Cena the match, and then like either, right there grabs a mic and goes, "You got me fired, you son of a bitch," and the whole place pops. I mean, dude, I just want to watch everybody just swallow some of the hatred they've been spilling out over the situation. That'd be cool.
I will admit this publicly, and I've said this, I think, for the past couple of days. I've said this since Monday. If I'm getting worked, I will publicly and be happy and appreciative that I'm getting worked. That someone that watches as much wrestling as we do and everything, that is trying to be as tapped in as I am. If they pull the wool over my eyes, holy shit, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Anthony?
Oh no, I feel you on that one, Nick. And there's a lot of possibilities that can come out with that Money in the Bank ladder match and having R-Truth. I know I haven't really spoke about the R-Truth thing on any type of social media at all, but having this be a big swerve and R-Truth comes out and does that would be insane.
Yeah, I like that. Anytime, even if that wasn't like they actually were letting them go and they see everybody freaking out and they're like, "Hey, Ron, you want to do something for like? you want to stick around for a little bit? Like
do something strange for a little piece of change?
Right? Maybe we change our mind a little bit." And I saw other professionals talking about it of he won't be gone forever. He'll be back. He'll be on a Legends contract. He'll sign on something. I love the idea of him going to TNA and playing around with like a Frankie Kazarian or be just segments with Santino and R-Truth.
Yes.
Joe Hendry, R-Truth.
Yeah.
What's up? Say his name. And but so do you think that they're like over under, I guess, or thumbs up, thumbs down, Grande Americano makes it to Money in the Bank match of does double duty.
Yes.
He still shows up. All of that. All right.
Yeah, I think they even tease him winning. Like he'll have moments where he's like the only guy in the ring and he runs up the ladder and he's like reaching because you know how wrestlers work, their hands and arms just go numb when they get to top of ladders. It's hilarious. But
jellyfish.
Right. I think there'll be moments where you're like, no, is he gonna do it? And then somebody will shove him off the ladder.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were gonna put somebody in as a stopgap, he is a really great choice. Really, really good choice because nobody's going to defend him when they yank him. But I can't imagine. Again, it'd be crazy if they do it.
But we've kind of teased, a little bit of this. And I mean, we already kind of fumbled them one time. We can't fuck it up again. And they're free agents. So wouldn't it be hell of interesting?
Yeah.
And that I think could get a lot of good buzz, a lot of good spin of, hey, so Cross wins Money in the Bank. The Righteous show up after Mariah May just showed up on NXT this week. Just saying, Tony. Bailey comes back. I think you got a lot of good PR going in your direction when you're fighting against a wave of negative.
There you go. You need to bounce back. You got to start somewhere. But this tag match took a lot of heat. A lot of what just dawned on me? It's going to be really fun if somebody beats up, like if Grande can't compete, because I know we're going to be live when that happens, and then it's someone but Cross that fills in. That is going.
Do you like doing the streams for me? Do you like doing the streams?
I love it. I love it. I'm just waiting for fireworks. I like to watch the world burn sometimes too. But back to the tag match. This one took a lot of heat. Not a lot of people. I'd say there is a collection of people who aren't thrilled with this booking. I personally don't mind it. I hope the match is good. I don't have a lot of expectation.
I'm with you, KJ. I don't really have a lot of expectations. I am one of those people that don't really care about this match. Something else I haven't really voiced on social media at all. To me, it's just a tag team match. I don't even really care who wins, to be honest. That's kind of how disconnected I am with this match.
Yep.
If Cody wins, does he kind of start to work back almost too fast into a title match spot?
Do they potentially bore us completely?
Well, yes. That's you had a second part to that question?
Yeah, there was the rest of the sentence, I think they call it.
Right.
But Cody, if they run back Cody and Cena for SummerSlam, is that build going to make us interested at all?
No, because I want to hold off on Cody Cena till that's the end. Till that's the last ride and everything.
Okay.
And well, can we all?
No,
I know we've been halfway dancing around it. I feel like I've seen enough now of. Does John Cena just not have it anymore? Like, is John Cena just cooked at this point? Of John Cena cannot have a good match at this point. I almost wonder.
I'll say this, and this might be an unpopular-ish opinion, but when it comes to Cena, I personally, this is just me, did not have to see a retirement tour. He's technically been gone for so long. Like, he really hasn't wrestled that much since 2017, 2018. We could have just had a retirement match and moved on.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed a year-long run. That's personally me. I know Cena fans would feel different. I would have taken the retirement match and moved on.
it's not something they've done a lot of, and I think part of the reason why it's hard to do is I feel like everything kind of like everything he's doing and a huge heel turn, but we know like it doesn't have that authentic feel to it. Feels like we're just doing some stuff on the way out. Like I don't know. You said does he not have it? I mean, John was never known as like the great wrestler of wrestlers. You know, he put on decent matches. He told really great stories. You know, had his staples and relied on them a lot. I mean, again, it's just like we feel a little apathetic as a fan base towards it right now, where we're just kind of like,
Yeah, but no, of his matches have now started to become. I know they weren't 5-star Meltzer matches or anything like that, but now they've become almost the anchors of a show and everything. Of now they've been an issue, and I think the heel turn, and it was the start of the heel turn was great and everything. I think that the Dwayne there and not there, the Travis Scotts, people are still jaded about that. I think it's the John Cena heel turn's been so marred between failed stories, between in and out booking, between terrible matches or not good matches.
Do you think it's been the booking that's kind of hurt the run overall? Not people still love Cena, people love to react to Cena. Cena's still doing Cena, but there's been like the Travis Scott thing felt like the landmine that you could just not get around. Like, yeah, I feel like nobody recovered from it. Everyone was just like, fuck it.
Oh, that was. Go ahead.
I think for me, it's been more of the repetitiveness. Like the heel turn was great. Like the moment the heel turn, that was great. The subsequent promos that he had with Cody after were pretty good. They were really fun to watch. But it's been the same thing since then. I'm going to ruin wrestling. I'm going to take the title. And it's the same type of regurgitated promo each and every week. When John Cena is really known, and this is coming from I hated John Cena fan right here. Like I can't stand John Cena. John Cena is known for running through that mic very, very well, and one of the best to ever do it. And with this heel turn, it feels like for some reason it feels like he's caged a little bit when it comes to his promos.
Maybe. And maybe part of it is Cody being the guy going back at him. Like me and Nick argued about this for weeks on the channel of they're not going to put Cena and Cody together because I think it's going to end up being bad for Cody, and you're not going to get the vibe you're not going to get the feeling you're hoping for because it's just two very polished guys, you know, polishing each other. Pause. Yeah, I mean,
go back and polish his Homelander.
Yeah, that's why I'm nervous. If they run this into SummerSlam, what does it mean? What does it look like? Now, they could run Logan Paul versus Jay at SummerSlam, and that's how Logan Paul gets his title.
Could they do Logan Paul versus Cody at SummerSlam?
I was thinking they could do Logan Paul versus Cena, but I know that's heel versus heel, but they've had that little dissension, you know, this past week.
Not getting along,
it's like they can't coexist as a tag team, so they could run that, but I don't know.
Right. And I'll ask the chat, like chat out there now listening, are you excited for this match? How do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's been, you know, going back to your original question, I think it's been very much more the booking of the Travis Scott situation. Like WrestleMania 41 feels like goddamn Chernobyl when it comes to John Cena's heel turn a little bit of there is people that are still trying to recover from all of that and still can't, you know, move past it or anything. Now it's still been such like I don't think he's been bad on the promos or anything like that. I think we still like the idea of him working with Truth and everything. It doesn't have the full gravity to it, I guess, of you still get back and forth cheers, which you would kind of want with a guy like Cena. He's kind of that Hogan-esque. But yeah, it doesn't the initial turn, that momentum hasn't carried over.
Nope.
Anthony, I believe you were going to add to that as well. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I was going to say I feel like and this is not a slight to Cena, because I can give the man his props. Like, has had a great career, but I feel like the Travis Scott moment like wasn't main event WrestleMania worthy. And if
No.
I was booking WrestleMania Sunday night 2, I would have flipped the opener and the closer. And
Yep.
I would have had Cena open the show and had the women's triple threat main event the show. I would have did that, because Travis Scott being involved in the main event in a way kind of sent the fans home unhappy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even if Cena would have just won, he wouldn't have won clean regardless, because he's a heel. But even if Cena would have just won, period, with a heel tactic that did not involve Travis Scott, the fans would have been okay with it, right? Because we know he's a heel. But they gave Travis Scott like an Undertaker like feel. You know, he took 10 minutes to come out to the ring to not do much and to have like Cena win. Right. And I think if I was really booking WrestleMania Sunday, I would have just flipped the opener and the closer.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, for obvious reasons. And I think that Capone actually has a really good point. I think this has come up in our chat before, but I do think this was a big problem with WrestleMania this year. Was a lot of the main components of WrestleMania were so in and out. And to the point where The Rock was MIA completely, which he kind of kicked it off. Roman was part-time. Cena was part-time. Logan's part-time. Like, everybody was kind of just in and out. And I think that's been part of what hurt kind of Cena was. He doesn't have to be there every single week, but like the big gaps in the stories. And then, so you come back 2 weeks later and do another face-to-face segment. Okay. Now, if you run back Cody and Cena, what do you do now? Another face-to-face. Like, it gets monotonous.
Yeah, and then honestly, going back to Nick's question, probably about 2 months ago, where he was like, was The Rock needed? And I actually said, I think The Rock was needed. But after kind of going back and watching everything, The Rock was never needed, right? I know he came out at Bad Blood. He held up his 3 fingers. We kind of wanted a payoff for that. And I'm assuming the payoff was the John Cena heel turn. But did we really need The Rock to come out at Bad Blood and do that? And we just have a straight up heel turn, because John Cena kind of planted that he was going to turn heel. I think, was it at the Royal Rumble or something, he on the press conference where he was basically saying this is my time, and he kind of basically planted his own seed for his heel turn. So technically we really didn't need The Rock, because Cena could have planted his own idea of the heel turn on the press conference. I think it's actually the press conference when he announced that he was having his retirement tour. I don't remember. But then he could have won the Elimination Chamber like he did, and then just turned on Cody, because Cody was going to come out regardless, because we all knew it was going to be Cody versus Cena, because we already had the J moment. So he could have just turned heel right then on Cody after the hug, and we didn't need The Rock at all. So thinking about, and answering Nick's question from 2 months ago, The Rock wasn't really needed at all.
No, ultimately. Right. What's that, Nick?
No, I just said I didn't even know I asked that.
Right. So who are we taking? Who leaves with their arms raised?
Oh, fuck. Now I'm going to say everything that I was saying and everything, and agree with so many points and want to say so many things. Does Team Babyface still win here? Because John Cena ain't going to take too many L's on his way out of here. And Logan, fuck off. So does the Babyfaces win here? Do we get a cash in here? If it is potentially, say, a Seth or anything, I don't think we'll get on Cena. This is just, does this almost not feel like a non-decision either way, of like whoever wins, it doesn't exactly hold any weight, hold any merit?
Maybe. Could you see a situation, both champions laid out in the middle of the ring, Money in the Bank dude comes rolling in, slides in the middle and looking at both of them trying to decide, kind of thing?
Burn it down,
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Logan Paul Cena. They're trying to do Rune Wrestling, and nothing ruins wrestling better than letting heel John Cena and Logan Paul get a W. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you're gonna make the baby faces work, and I think Logan might be challenging. Jey Uso has to worry about Gunther on Monday. Does Gunther get involved? But yeah, I think Logan Paul, Jey Uso might be the match at SummerSlam.
I like that if you're going to delay the rematch between Cody and Cena, because you need to. You can't. That can't be a SummerSlam match, because then Cody has to lose again. And you can't run that back a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh time. So I want more challengers to get involved with Cena. I want to see a Punk. I want to see an AJ. I want to see this. I want to see that. So does Cena need a win here?
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah,
right. The heel works best when he gets to be heelish.
Yeah, I'm with KJ on this one. I'm taking Cena and Logan Paul.
Damn it, I'm just eating all the way around. And well, I think it still could be very interesting well, could you still see Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes celebrate? We got the win. Oh my God. Stomp, spear, tsunami, all that. And
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going with somebody that's in the actual match, fuck El Grande, Seth Rollins is Money in the Bank briefcase holder, and Christ, it could be all of 5 minutes, and he turns around and cashes that shit in.
If the last thing we see at Money in the Bank is the Dangerous Alliance absolutely annihilate Jey Uso and Seth cashes in, and we go off the air with Paul Heyman and those three men, and Seth's got the belt, that's an epic finish to Money in the Bank. That's going to get you some high marks from a lot of people.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. What?
I said that shuts a lot of people the fuck up. What?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Logan and Cena had a stare off. Yeah, they're kind of acting like they're stepping on each other's toes. But gentlemen, that is Money in the Bank. That is Worlds Collide. We got them both in. We've gone long, but maybe we rapid fire against all odds.
That's cool with me if we rapid fire.
Let's rapid fire, and then we will say toodles.
Toodaloo. You want me to read off first match?
Yes.
So, starting off from number 6 on the Wikipedia page for TNA Against All Odds 2025, Steve Macklin versus Mance Warner with Stephanie Lander. Go buy her new book for a singles match for the TNA International Championship.
Fun match, but Steve Macklin.
Yeah, Macklin, you're going to pick Mance.
Mance, yeah. 100% goddamn sad. I love me some Mance Warner.
That's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
A hell of a match.
GC dub. The man ever so disgraced, been called out by Twitter on his opponent, by his opponent, Joe Hendry versus Frankie Kazarian in a singles match.
Ooh, I slightly want to take Frankie Kazarian.
No, I want to punch you.
That's
because Joe Hendry is like the most hated man in the TNA locker room for losing the title. I'm taking Frankie.
You're taking Frankie?
I'm taking Frankie.
Taking Frankie. No, Joe needs the bounce back dub. He needs a dub. He needs to,
Shit, though, Anthony's halfway convinced me of does Joe just get completely written off here? You go rehab, recover, what have you.
Did anyone else hear that?
What?
You shushed me.
I didn't. I was trying not to say shit.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
No, I think that there could be the potential to where, Joe Hendry gets completely written off. Well, we had, TNA and the company still, Tommy Dreamer's out there working it over in an interview with Trick of the higher ups didn't know what to do. We're befuddled. What do we do now of, that, WWE NXT might be in charge here.
All right. Rapid fire.
Terrible. Santino with Ariana and Reyes versus Robert Stone with Tessa Blanchard, the Crimson Chain singles match. Winner is the official TNA Director of Authority.
It scares me, but I want to say maybe Robert Stone only because it seems like it might be a WWE takeover right now. But I want Santino to win.
Maybe that's how this story goes. It's like a WWE takeover until like the pushback, the rebellion, that kind of vibe.
Right.
Okay. This one's tough. I'm worried, like, if they don't push back sooner than later, is the WWE taking too much? I'll go Stone. I think I like what they're doing here. I want war, damn it.
You literally were like, oh, I hope they push back, and then hit the guy who's invading.
Right.
I will stick with John Cena. I was hoping you would pick, Santino so I could say Victoria Crawford, but I will take Santina Morella here.
Okay.
Masha Slamovich versus Yayling Yi, TNA Knockouts World Championship.
Easily Masha, but it'd be a banger match.
I don't think I've ever picked against Masha, so there you go.
Yeah.
Masha.
Ever.
The Nemeth Bros versus the Rascals for the TNA World Tag Team Championship.
Fun match. Nemeth win.
Yeah, I think they retain. I think it'll be too soon for them to lose.
Yeah.
Give me the Rascals. I know my beard hides it, but give me the Rascals.
Right. Dolph's been doing a good job of really selling us as well on this idea that NXT has our title.
Yes.
Well, I've been here before. I'll be here again. How you doing? Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Right.
Trick Williams versus Elijah. Speaking of TNA World Championships, yes.
Trick.
This
is too good to stop right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's too good to not push it. And AJ Francis was the perfect little spark to kind of a nice fire. It blew this up. Like, keep running this. Yeah. AJ be the traitor and let this fester. I think this is great.
Trick with First Class works. Of AJ doesn't know when to shut up, and neither one of him or Trick can rap. But I just want to, for the sake of being wrong, even pick Elijah, just because I know I'll be wrong with this. If Trick's winning this, and do we get a Trick versus Mike Santana at Stand and Deliver, Bound for Glory, what have you?
The next one is Slammiversary for TNA. Yeah,
so I did mention.
Yeah, I think we may be setting up for something for Slammiversary with those two. Steve Macklin did put out a tweet. I don't know if y'all saw that. Basically, he posted a scripture. I think it was Isaiah 3:8, but basically it says, "Send me." Basically, the gist of the scripture is "send me," and he tagged TNA and he tagged NXT in it. Right. So maybe we'll set up something with Steve Macklin too.
That's what I like the most about this story right now and how it's built is you see everybody being like, I'll do it. I'll step up. Even bad guy, good guy, doesn't matter. That's our property and you have it. And we've seen like Nemeth wants a match. Macklin wants a match. Everybody. And then, of course, you have AJ who becomes, Judas to everybody, which plays perfectly into his vibe. It kills. It's really good.
You talk about your Psalms. You talk about your 316s. Well, Trick Williams 316. But it's amazing that TNA, the one that doesn't have a TV deal, the one that's, I guess, being owned and whiplash and everything by WWE, can book a hostile takeover angle better than AEW that's been doing it with their world title, with their EVPs involved and everything. This is just even better than the Death Riders. I remember being here on Thursday with Anthony was losing his mind of how great it was that even the commentary team was selling of what do we do now? We have lost the war. This now feels like Thanos has won. We have been snapped. We're in the blip here. And now you get a rally of the troops of you can't do it. I'll do it. I'll do it because you can't do it. all that the way around.
Yeah, and
no, agreed.
how does the Stone stuff tie into this eventually?
John Cena.
I don't know. I feel like with Stone, they're really trying to make this a huge like takeover by WWE in a way. And if he wins here, this kind of solidifies in a way that takeover.
Yeah.
What is Carlos, the president of TNA, going to do? He's been very vocal about this on Twitter. So, it's crazy.
How come wrestling?
He who's out without bad booking, job the first Stone.
Well, that's it, right? That's the whole card there for TNA.
That is it.
We will be here live tomorrow for it at 10 p.m. apparently. But
we'll be here at 7:30 for SmackDown, by the way, just in case anyone wanted to watch SmackDown before we watch against
right at 10 p.m. But yes, we will be live 7:30 on. I'm looking forward to this weekend, guys. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of different style, a lot of different action, and we'll see. I mean, another busy week, busy times, and we got more coming everyone else's way. Go follow our socials. Anthony's got our TNA reviews. What else we got going on here at the channel? A whole bunch of stuff.
I think we got TNA next Thursday. Don't we have the Wing Show coming back soon for Evolution?
Yeah, we're gonna do women's wrestling trivia for the Wings title.
Spicy Wings is a mystery.
Any final thoughts, Mr. Anthony?
One final thought from this comment right here. Do you think, or do I think there'll be surprise debuts at Against All Odds? I have heard that there's two multi-champions returning to TNA at Against All Odds. I've heard that. It was very kept quiet. A lot of people didn't talk about it, but that was kind of revealed over the weekend. So I don't know how true that is, but that is the rumor.
Iconics?
I thought about that because they're starting to wrestle again. I thought about that, and then someone said Killer Kelly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Carmella, let's go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Nick, your final thoughts.
It's about to be just an insane weekend in pro wrestling. Of literally, if you can't find something within the next 3 days of pro wrestling that you like, you don't like pro wrestling.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I didn't know you had an extra soliloquy. I guess I was waiting for the send off here. We're just young bucking out here. We're vamping for time here. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talking about that rest, you put it with that full life.
We got you all weekend long, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.